Investor Residency is a Costa Rican residency category for foreign nationals who make a qualifying investment in the country. The standard minimum investment is $150,000. For most applicants, the two most common ways to qualify are real estate investment and business investment. Let's start with real estate. A foreign national can apply for investor residency by purchasing real estate in Costa Rica with a qualifying value of at least $150,000. That real estate can be a house, condominium, land, commercial property, or another registered property, but the purchase must be properly documented. If the property is owned personally by the applicant, the file must include documents showing ownership, registration, and value. That usually includes the property deed, registry certification, purchase documents, payment records, and valuation information. If the property is owned through a corporation, it is required to produce corporate documents showing the applicant's ownership share in that corporation. At the end, the applicant's ownership interest must equal at least $150,000 in qualifying investment value. For example, if the corporation owns a property valued at $300,000 and the applicant owns 50% of the corporation, the applicant's investment value is $150,000. But if the property is valued at $200,000 and the applicant owns 50% of the corporation, the applicant's investment value is only $100,000. That would not meet the minimum requirement. That distinction matters. Immigration is not only looking at the property, immigration is looking at the applicant's personal qualifying investment. Now let's talk about business investment. A foreign national can also qualify by investing at least $150,000 in a Costa Rican business. This can include starting a new business, buying shares in an existing company, contributing capital to a company, or expanding an operating business in Costa Rica. For business investment, the file must prove the amount invested, the ownership structure, and the connection between the applicant and the business. That usually requires corporate documents, shareholder records, capital contribution records, bank transfers, accounting records, tax registration, operating permits, municipal licenses, and a certification from a Costa Rican CPA. The purpose is to prove that the investment is real, traceable, and connected to an actual business activity. This is where investor residency cases often become more technical. It is not enough to say, I invested money in Costa Rica. The file must prove what was invested, where the money went, who owns the asset or business, and whether the applicant's personal investment reaches the required amount. Applicants also need the standard residency documents, valid passport, birth certificate, criminal background check, apostilles or legalizations, and Spanish translations. Processing times vary, but a realistic range is often 6 to 12 months or longer, depending on the quality of the file and immigration's workload. Investor residency is temporary residency first. During the temporary residency period, the qualifying investment must remain in place. After holding temporary residency for the required period, the resident can apply for permanent residency as long as they meet the requirements in force at that time. The biggest mistake is assuming that any property purchase or business expense automatically qualifies. Before using real estate or a business investment for residency, confirm 3 things. First, you must ensure that the investment type itself qualifies for the residency program. Second, the investment amount must meet the minimum requirement, and the documentation proves the applicant's personal investment. Investor residency can be a strong option for people buying property or building a business in Costa Rica. But the investment and the immigration strategy should be planned together from the beginning. If you have questions about investor residency, or if there is something we did not cover, leave us a comment. We will try to answer it in a future video.